Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Bloodborne. So today we are going to go ahead and take on the One Reborn, and the One Reborn is going to be soon become, excuse me, the One Unborn. So let's go ahead and get started. So now we don't really have too much left of the main game. We'll be going into the DLC shortly and whatnot, but first we're just going to go ahead and take out the One Reborn. Since we now have, a whole bunch of upgrades in our weapons and whatnot. We've got our plus 18%, plus 18%, excuse me, gem, which will make things a bit easier for us and whatnot. Though the One Reborn isn't really going to be much of a problem, but it's just whatever, I suppose, I also want to apologize right now if you can currently hear a bit of, scraping and whatnot. That is a tree rubbing against the office that, I am currently in. One of the branches, I mean. Go ahead and just decide to wreck this guy, because why not, right? Bam. Okie doke. Pretty much the hovel helmet of this game, if I do say so myself. I was looking at that amygdala because like I said, I am going to try and remember to show you this little thing right where the amygdala's eyes are not there and then they're there and whatnot. It's pretty cool. Stupid dogs! I just said let me just run past because I don't feel like dealing with that. Come right on down here. Okay, loading screens. And funny thing is, I was just making sure that my sound was up and whatnot, but it was already up. I was just making sure. Because, when I am doing my Hunter Screencast, I usually get my footage from, walking around Hunter Screen, maybe showing certain things off that I like, and whatnot, in first person with the monocle. So, yeah. Also, I hope you guys are going to be looking forward to a soon guest discussion that we are going to be having. Buddy of mine. I am going to be posting them here as well and whatnot. And so that's gonna be something really interesting and whatnot. And I feel like we can all look forward to. There's I think items on both of these sides. I think they're just what is it? Madman's knowledge and whatnot. So I was just showing off that they are in fact there and whatnot. Wish that they were something else, considering how easily you could probably miss them if you were just running forward. But yeah. Also, it's quite funny because in this area, I have to admit that Yahargul is a very atmosphere area because you can hear even before the blood moon, right? You can see a lot of instances where it's different. There's music where there isn't music and whatnot. Kidnappers, a whole bunch of things about the area is just different. But when the blood moon, you can hear chanting and whatnot. And this is what the chanting is about. Okay, boss number whatever that I don't really care for. Funny thing is, this boss is pretty much, you know what, let's take a whole lot of enemies and put them all in one. but there's still pretty much multiple enemies. They're just one enemy. That's all. So the one reborn, I'd say, is, to me, it reminds me of the enemy in Demon Souls. That's like this big chain of bodies. I think in, what is it, the Tower of Latria. Again, I do apologize if you can hear that. Like, it's trucks. It's early in the morning, so forgive me if you are hearing a lot of background noise. There is literally nothing I can do about that. Like dumpster trucks and whatnot. You know? So yeah, you just run around here. You make your rounds and just take these bellkeepers out. And you do your usual strat of bolt paper at the bottom and beast blood pellet. Just run right on over here and completely eviscerate them. Keep in mind, transformed attacks are the way to go with a lot of these weapons. Unfortunately, he moved my hitbox all the way there, so that was really unpleasant. And keep in mind, if you keep hitting these limbs, then that'll be the way to go. But I was like, you know, let me just make sure that I'm doing this and whatnot. Because really what I could be doing is just like hitting R1 a few times and then finishing with the R2 to ensure that I still get the chunk of health back and whatnot. But considering that he's kin, he is in fact weak to thrust attacks, which is why I was taking advantage of this. Completely destroyed. And the frames. There you go. Beautiful. I don't like that boss. But, yeah, it's pretty easy. You know, I remember helping my friend with Bloodborne. I was pretty much carrying him through the game, you know. But, I know when he saw that, he was like, ooh, you know. He pretty much, like, ran for the most part, and I just destroyed the boss in the manner that you saw me do here. Except I was a phantom and whatnot. Though I must confess, I really don't like that aspect of Bloodborne, like, where, like, they literally lower your health and your damage. You know, like, I don't know. I guess they wanted the game to be harder, but I just don't like that. Like,
very well. Let me.
You don't need to lower my damage, man. If you're gonna lower my health, alright, but not my damage. Never really cared for that. And now that we got some souls, I just said, you know, I'll just spin them really quick and whatnot. Didn't want to forget to bow. That's why I said, oh, let me just go ahead and give my gratitude. But yeah, the main goal right now is to just get rid of some of this insight. Since we're going to an area that is going to have a whole lot of frenzy. You know, insight is not something that you want to have. So the next place, obviously, is, you know, Nightmare Frontier. Or the Nightmare of Mensis, I believe that's what it's called. And funnily enough, this place is called Advent, and the Advent is pretty much a word for appearance, you know. So, like, you know, like, if you're familiar with biblical literature, it says the Advent of Christ. That just means the appearance. So when this says Advent Plaza, this is likely in reference to, again, you know, the one reborn and whatnot. You know, descending from the blood moon, if you will. Which I've always really wondered about the significance of that, you know. Considering that, you know, Bloodborne's moon is connected to, you know, moon presence. You know, I'm just curious, you know. Or is that completely different, considering that the Hunter's Dream is kind of like on a different plane, if you will? There's a lot of, again, you know, Lovecraft elements in this stuff, so you can't really see, like, I guess, the town of Yarnum here and whatnot in the same manner that, you know, like, you say, oh, the Hunter's Dream is just above it. It's probably literally just on a different plane altogether. These guys are so annoying. These little, like they're literally like throwing water, or I think they're actually throwing up into that cup, if I'm not mistaken. Like, they're throwing off pieces of their body, and it's so annoying. And they're only weak to thrust attacks. So annoying. I was just killing them because they have like chunks over here and whatnot. So I just wanted to show that off. You know, in the later part of the game, they really just start throwing those chunks out and whatnot. Funnily enough, I also wanted to demonstrate a thing about the thrust attacks with this whip mode. They actually have a significantly, I feel, lower multiplier. And I would assume that's for a myriad of reasons. For one, it's getting bonus damage, I guess, but although, like, you know, the actual cane mode, it gets bonus damage as well against Vile Bloods, so I don't know, maybe that's not. But considering that it also has a lot of range, I guess that's why they gave it a lower multiplier. I don't know, for sure. But look at who we find here, behind the wall.
Oh, this cannot be. You cannot be. No, you didn't. Lord Amygdala? How did this come to pass?
Please spare me.
Now, wait just a moment. Do you think ill of me? Me? Oh, it pains me to hear it. You've made yourself a misreckoning. I shared with you a thing most secret. Now, you're witness to a miracle, and all the stronger for it. It's plain as a pikestaff. Now, say in my heart, you were as a lamb to my God. Well, you weren't to know, and it wasn't for you to know. All's well that ends well, I say. No matter. Such details are trifling. We're fast friends by now. Let this express what words cannot. Oh, doubt me not, sweet compeer. What is friendship? But
I didn't mean to skip his dialogue.
That was uncharitably done. That was uncharitably done, dear friend.
Says the guy who's pretty much feeding me to an amygdala. You know? Now the funny thing is, Patches actually does have use in this game. He will be a merchant in the dungeons and whatnot. In certain parts, but... yeah, I just like killing him. Because that dialogue right there, it's just pretty funny. I don't know, it's like the echo effect and whatnot. It's just pretty nice. I remember Lobos when he had that as his like dono sound. And so now we're just gonna go ahead and work our way back up here and whatnot. And you want to go ahead and kill this thing. Look at that curve. Destroying them with the visceral destroys the parasites in them, so... nice little tidbit, considering that those maggots are atrocious. They are atrocious. And that's, again, you know, a little word of advice in relation to, the, crystal lizard, pretty much. You know, get around them to stop them from running, or, like, from running in a direction that you don't want. Because they are programmed to run in an opposite direction, and that'll really just stop their stuff right then and there. Just putting the sedatives on just in case if I needed them. Oh yeah, frenzy. So I was like, let me just go here and get rid of the frenzy that I already have obtained and whatnot. Get rid of all this frenzy because there's no need for it and whatnot. It's just not useful. Never really cared for frenzy in this game. 75% of your health just gone. Sedative is not fast enough, I feel. It's not super slow, but there are just so many moments where it's like, just as it's about to touch your lips, pop. You know? Because you don't want to take the frenzy, you don't want to take the sedative when it's like, you have to take it pretty much like when it's close to being full, because if you take it while it's small, then it's pretty much a waste, considering that, you know, you're going to immediately afterwards, usually after taking the frenzy, get, you know, frenzied again. Because usually you're running past the frenzy enemies, so, yeah. But now that we got that done, we won't be dealing with nearly as much. But something funny happens here, so I kind of just wanted to show that off. Something funny happens here in a moment. So I was just like, let me go ahead and book it past these things. And then I believe I save quit to make them lose their tracking for a moment. Which I personally say, hey, go for it. Because at the end of the day, oh yes, I have plenty to talk about. Japan Studio. Oh my goodness, I have plenty to talk about, folks. I'm going to be, obviously Mondays and whatnot are the days that I am continuing this Bloodborne playthrough until it's done. But I think I'm going to be trying to post more often, and I have quite a bit to talk about in relation to... I guess this is a topic that I'm a little late on, but I feel like, you know, we still need to speak about it and whatnot. So, boy, do I have something to talk about, you know? Now look at this. No, it's not here. But just look at this real quick. This is what I'm telling you to watch. Now watch. So fun. I have no idea why Bloodborne decided to make certain attacks just straight up one-shots. You know, I really do not recall, like, whenever I am getting hit by, like, those rocks and whatnot, I don't think there's a single time that I've actually survived. And that doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter, like, if it's this one or the, like, ones in the Nightmare Frontier. The ones in, you know, the Amygdala place. Like, if you get hit there, you're usually dead as well. Yeah, it's a giant rock, but still. Gameplay-wise, that's just pretty annoying. Because it's also got AoE on it. And so I was like, okay, whatever. Because there's a chunk where that dude was, that's why I was trying to, you know, get it. But I'm like, you know what, screw that. I'm just going to go ahead and make this dude uninstall the game. I'm like, yeah, go ahead and throw that rock. And unfortunately, I was, I was like, you're not going anywhere, mate. Get the heck off. And I was like, yeah, you're gonna die too. Don't worry. Payback. Eviscerated. Sit back down. It's being annoying. You could have lived, but nope. You wanted to play Donkey Kong and throw boulders and whatnot. I was just like, no, you gotta die. You gotta die. That brain is still, like, procking because it likely sees, like, a silver beast and whatnot. So if you hear it and you see that light flashing, that's what it is. It's like, it sees a silver beast or something. And, it's, like, procking frenzy on him. Yeah, look at that. So I just wanted to show something really cool that you can do. Which is just jump attack, and you're usually pretty safe. Huh. Excuse me. Every time I'm recording these things, I feel like I'm a bit sleepy, but I did just wake up. You know? Here's that. I used to sleep in a lot, but these days I just try and get up a lot earlier. I can start on my, you know, desires soon. I can, you know, come, since I'm not employed and whatnot, you know, Just get started on work, get started on recording, and whatnot. Word of advice as well, you know, like, the sooner that you start the day, you know, the more time you'll have to do a myriad of different things. And yeah, these guys, I was scared to run because that was just a normal hit. Just so we're clear. That wasn't a counter hit. Dash. Get out of my way. Again, I do apologize. I don't know what the heck is going on with these trucks in the morning, but they love them. They certainly love them, that's for sure. As you see, that brain is just, you know, procking again because it sees like a silver beast or something. But now that we got that lamp lit, we're usually going to be pretty good for now. So let's go ahead and go back up. Because there's a few items that I want to grab over here and whatnot. This is just a nice little beast blood pellet for you. You know. You use one on the one reborn and you got one back for free. This is just ridiculous. Like I said, I do apologize. These trucks, man. It doesn't happen every day, but there are just some days where they're just starting to be early risers as well. They're just like, let me get around these guys. And do be careful, because these crossbowmen will, you know, so just walk around in a circle if you're running past them. They will mess you up. Gotta love that the dogs sound like crows and the crows sound like dogs. Now we got another good gem. So just like, let me go ahead and kill these guys. Do that to knock them down as I charge up the attack. Bam. Funny thing again is there's pretty much no difference. Like the crows sound like the dogs sound like the crows. So I guess they just swapped their heads, and I think that maybe it's an inside joke a little. Because they know that they made the crows sound like dogs or something. At least that's just how I see it. I know that's probably not what it really is, though. Not by a long shot. Rosemarinus. I'm telling you, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, though. We're better off with the flame sprayer. Doll isn't active because we don't have insight, but that's pretty much irrelevant. Because what I wanted to do was to just take this gem and put it in this slot to increase our damage some more. And now that that's done, we are ready for the next boss, which shall be the one that my friend actually rage quit on. So, if you are by any chance watching this, we're going to go ahead and take him on when we come back. I would like to thank you all for watching. God bless, and I will see you next time.